Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon podcast. So, today we have a special guest all the way from Vietnam, and he so happens to be my first guest in Vietnam because recently I published an article, 14 business leaders to follow in Vietnam. And the reason why I did that is because I'm actually not very connected in Vietnam. I am very connected in Hong Kong, in Singapore. So I decided to compile a list of those with a lot of followers and a lot of shares a lot of value in Vietnam. So today I have Cuong with us, Tran with us all the way from Vietnam, and he's an independent energy consultant. So a lot of the questions that we will have today it will be about renewable energy, about new energy, and Vietnam being an emerging economy, right, will rely
Yeah,
a lot on energy. And there's a lot of things I want to discuss about this today. And he is actually the business partner at CM Group International Technology. And also he has many experiences across tech in Vietnam. So Chong, welcome to the show.
yeah. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for having me and get into the interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chong. All right. So my first question to you, all right. So in your LinkedIn profile, it says you are an energy consultant. So that's why it piqued my interest and I asked you to do this interview. So can you tell us what does an energy consultant do?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So before I answer this question, I would like to make you some like insight of the energy consultant definition.
Mm,
So the an energy consultant definition is like professional who have businesses assess their energy usage, also provide technical advices on how to change. The main goal of an energy consultant to have clients to reduce their carbon footprint as well as the energy cost by implementing solutions that are more efficiency, also the sustainability, and some of that energy consultant do is like collecting the data and analyzing the data on the current and past energy consumption of client using the data model software and also calculating the amount of energy waste that occurs during using inefficient or outdated energy resources. Also, the energy consultant educates the client on the alternative or renewable energy sources that are available and suitable for their needs. Conducting feasibility study and prepare report on the potential benefits as well as the cost implementing the different energy solution and also developing and proposing energy management plan outline of step and action that the client should take to improve their energy efficiency and reduce their environmental impact. Also, energy consultant can be assisting the initial planning and design of new building or even life facility to ensure that they can incorporate the cost-effective and sustainable energy system. Also, keeping up to date the latest development and regulation in the energy sector and advising to client how to comply with them and communicating regularly with the client and other stakeholders to monitoring the progress and result of the energy solution and implemented. So for the energy consultant role, so you should have a strong analytical problem solving and as well the communication skill and also you have to keen interest in the environmental issue and sustainability. You should also be able to work independently as well as a part of the team and able to handle multiple projects with the deadline.
wow, thank you, Chuang. Thank you for sharing all that. It's quite a mouthful. Okay,
Yeah, thank you very much.
so maybe let's can I revisit the points just now, and I'm taking notes as we speak, right? So pardon me if I look down for a bit because I'm taking notes about this. So first role is what again? So sorry, Chuang. First role is
Collecting and analyzing data on the
collecting
current,
data. All right,
yeah, yeah, right. On the
and that's
current part energy consumption.
mm-hmm,
Second row, the calculating amount energy waste and occurs using inefficiency.
mm-mm.
And
Okay, okay.
the third one is like educate client on the alternative or the renewable energy sources that are available and suitable for their needs.
And
Yeah.
fourth one, sorry, after educate is?
And also, fourth one is conducting the feasibility study
All
and
right.
prepare a report for
All
the
right.
potential project, right?
Okay.
And also like the fifth one is like developing and proposing energy management plan, outline
Oh,
step by step, right? Yeah.
all right. All right. So yeah, I think today we ask, I'll ask actually a few questions on a few. So first one, collecting data and calculating efficiency. I assume it's some sort of audit, right?
Yeah, they like the energy audit, yes.
Yes, it's some sort of audit, right? So can you tell us more about that?
Actually, like for collecting the data on analyzing data, actually, usually client using the energy, they have to like SCADA to record the data, but somehow, like maybe they lacking some experience or like they don't have any like update knowledge, so they using the energy is too much and they don't know how to optimize it. So that's why they need one energy consultant to help them to improve the efficiency use. By before we can do this, we have to collect the existing data, right? It's like current operation and the part operation in like 1 year or few years. And after that, we collect the data. We have our team to analyze this, and we can see like where the weakness point and the strongest point to analyze it and give them some advices and how to improve the operation system or how can they improve the efficiency in their operational daily operational.
Thank you, Chong. That is so important indeed. Maybe my question would be, do you have are we at the point where we have the right technology to collect these data?
Yeah. So it's like normally they have like SCADA system.
As
SCADA. SCADA.
Escada.
Yeah,
Oh,
SCADA
as
system. Yeah.
okay. Okay, because I imagine, especially us in Asia, we are quite new to
Mhm.
these things. And
Mhm.
I imagine even in Malaysia where I am, we don't have the right technology to even collect the data
Mhm.
in the first place. So you're saying using that system.
Yeah.
And
Or
and
we are some maybe some countries they call the like a power management system. Yeah. Also the same, right? Yeah. Like
oh,
collect
okay.
data, yeah, for in the operation and we do analysis.
And you mentioned you collect years of data
Yeah.
to analyze, right?
Yeah.
And this is to identify the inefficiencies.
Yeah.
So what normally are some of the efficiencies that you see?
The efficiency like we can see like it's like fuel is power consumption they can decrease because it's like in like for a client in the production line the production cost is a reflect by the power and some material and some area some industrial area the cost of power is like occupy like 30 or 40%. So if we can reduce it the 10% of the 30 or 40%, then the production cost could be going down, and then the product is more competitive on the market.
Oh, thank you, Chong. I'm very happy to hear that
Yeah,
there is actually effect on the bottom line as well, not just the sustainability. It can affect their I imagine can affect their profit as well,
yeah,
because
right.
they produce at a much lower cost.
Yeah,
So when you find it an inefficiency, you propose to them a plan. Am I right?
yeah. Actually, when we have like when we find some solution, we give them some plan and action plan. How is like how can we can handle this and what step we have to do to give them the idea and give them like the overall picture to improve their operational. It's even daily or it's like a monthly.
All right, all right. Thank you for that. And I imagine so. Just now you mentioned feasibility, right?
Yeah,
So is part of your role as well, to actually monitor the effects of the recommendations, and also do the feasibility report. Am I right?
yeah, right.
Yeah. And how long after do you actually do the feasibility report?
Yeah, actually, for feasibility study report, it depends on like a project scale. It's like for big project or small project. Yeah, if like for industrial project or it's like in power grid project, normally we have to make it like from 6 months to the 1 year. It depends because it's like with a big scale project, we have many input. We have to do survey and we have to collect the data from the other party as well. But for it's like in the factory, even like this, it's normally we have like a process and audit in 1 month and. We collect the data and we make the like feasibility report. It's like a cash flow and the financial cash flow and also the technical aspect to ensure that the our product bring to client and they are happy and make their satisfaction.
Right, thank you. That is so important indeed. So
Yeah.
you mentioned manufacturing. Maybe can you share with us, what are the other industries that you work with?
Yeah, as for instance, like for us, like industrial zone, we build a solar rooftop on their factory. And if we want to build a solar rooftop in the factory, we have to collect some data. It's like from everything like production, it's like consumption, also the roof analysis. After we have all the information, we have team in house to generate the like a report. We call the feasibilities study report. To it's like including the technical aspect, also financial aspect to all of them they put in the report and bring all the information to client in terms of like revenue per year and what is it like cashback, yeah, like break even like for few year or it's like it's for instance like 5 or 6 year depend on like a project scale, and beyond that client have the full picture. Like if they want to do the investments, they know how can they get the money back. It's like when they can get the money back. It's most important to make the investment. Yeah.
I see. So I can imagine in sort of like how you help clients, you need to do an audit first. So does a client pay you or hire you to that for an audit first?
It depends on it's like some project like we do free of charge for audit because we want to like do investment on their roof. It's like for instance like we do some corporations they have a roof free roof, right?
Mm-mm.
So we have the like money, so we will have to make like a win-win business, and we build solar and sell back electricity to them.
Mm.
Yeah, right. So they have the roof. It means that yeah, they give us something, we provide them something. It's like win-win. Yeah, yeah, right.
I saw.
Win-win.
Awesome. How big is a roof?
The roof is like it's normally it's like for 1 megawatt solar we need around 7,000 or 8,000 square meter. Mhm.
Oh, wow, that's quite a big roof.
Yeah, yeah, it's like no, normally we need for roof in the industrial zone. Yeah,
Mm.
right, our industrial zone.
Awesome. All right. And normally when you propose new energies, renewable energy solutions, so now I know it's solar, but any other types of energy that you propose?
The other one is like wind power, right? Yeah, wind power is like we use the wind, natural wind, and generate the electricity to grid. And we also provide these services to clients. We're starting from like greenfield or even like brownfield. We have like a enduring and expertise to do this. Mhm.
Okay, okay. So wind, right?
Yeah.
So is Vietnam or Southeast Asia a good geographical area to do wind?
Yeah, in Vietnam, I think it's like a very huge potential to develop the wind, even like from the north to the south. Like in Vietnam, in last 2 years, it's like wind power is booming. There are many projects. It's like get the operation and inject power to grid. And in the future, from the 2025 to 2030, we are aim to get like 7 gigawatt offshore wind. Offshore wind is like it's a huge, very very huge potential to generate power because in the offshore wind is a very strong wind and more efficiency, and the wind quite stable than the onshore. Uh, So a lot of potential in Vietnam or even Southeast Asia or it's like Asia for the offshore wind. For instance, like Korea, Taiwan, Japan, or is that and Vietnam as well.
Thank you, Chong. Thank you so much. I'm excited for these as well. Last but not least, when you said educate, right? So do you run training programs or do you do courses? What do you do?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know, like when we have like we implementing project and finish commissioning and put in the operation, we need to do the training to client because when we have like when we want to hand over to client, right? They depend on client. Sometimes they need us to do the operation, so we don't have to do like training to client. But sometimes like they have their own team and they want to operate by themselves. That's why we have to transfer the technology and knowledge and uh, have them like for how can they operate the system and how can make the efficiency and how can they make the troubleshooting any problem, how can they handle this, how can they fix it. That's why we also provide the training program. After project complete, we have also like a 1 week or 1 week to 1 month to training their operator or even their staff to understand how the system working.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I imagine there's a lot of opportunity. So maybe my question would be, I am not familiar with Vietnam, and from what I see is that I don't see initiatives like this in Malaysia, and we are not very far away. We are
Huh?
like 3 hours flight to Hanoi, perhaps. So is it something that the Vietnam government is focused on? That's why there is so much initiatives.
Yeah, it's like because in Vietnam we aim like net zero in 2050. So from now on to 2050, we have a lot of work to do. At least like they have to make the good framework to attract the investor. Also, it's like clear the planning and action plan to develop the power grid in Vietnam as well, right? So, for instance, like in solar, is booming in 2018. The government have some incentive like the feed-in tariff. If like they complete the deadline before 10, no, October 2019, they can get the very high rate of tariff. That also the incentive, as well as they have some exemption on the tax and the land lease as well. So I think it's a one of attractive for the investor. And I think in the near future they have some like mechanism for the DPPA, like the direct power purchase agreement between the power generation company and the consumer. As well as it's also like attractive for big consumer, also the big generator, big generation company as well. It means that they can both sides can negotiate the power, negotiate the price, and get agreement. Make the contract more bindability as well.
Thank you, Chong. It's so good to hear the aspirations net zero by 2050. Wow, that is that is quite exciting
Yeah,
indeed. Right.
yeah.
So in your many years of experience in this energy industry, what are some of the key developments that you see in the past few years?
Yeah, for the key development, you mean the
That
key
is
development trend, right?
yeah. So like, what are the big progress that you see in this energy
Yeah,
industry?
yeah. So for energy industry, I think for trending, so many country now. The first one is like a trending for hydrogen. So many country they switch, yeah, like because the hydrogen they can supply for many sector, even power generation, transportation, as well as the industrial. So I could see that the hydrogen trend is like now it's like more more active in the country. For instance, like Japan, China, Australia as well. Uh-huh. In Vietnam, we also think about that, and but we have to we need a time to set up the mechanism and like some policy.
Thank you so much. I in Malaysia we are also trying to kickstart hydrogen also, so it's exciting times Indeed. So when it comes to renewable projects, energy projects,
Yeah.
we mentioned solar in today. We
Mhm.
mentioned wind, and then last but not least, hydrogen. So what do you think is the factors for it to be successful, or what are the factors that can make it successful in the long term?
So the key successful in the long term is like we have government support and make clear strategy, clear the policy, to is good enough to attractive the investor, because the government, if they can build the good framework, good policy, and I do believe that it's like they can mobilize the force from the many investors, not only in the local but also the from international financial institute to come to invest it, to reduce like a financial risk for government as well. So most important thing is like we have to set up clear planning, clear implementation plan, as well as the clear policy and framework for that. Yeah, that is
Eh,
very important.
Thank you, Chong. Yes, I 100% agree, right? Government has to have a goal. Just now you said,
All right.
net zero, and then they have to have the policy, and then they have to have an implementation plan as well. So I'm really excited about this. And I think, thank you so much. You have shared so much,
Yeah.
on this interview, and I've asked and learned so much from you as well. So maybe final question to you. Okay, second final question. Okay, second final question.
Okay.
First final question is, okay, so what is your message? So a lot of my audience are on LinkedIn. That's how we connected as well. A lot of my audience and listeners are on LinkedIn. So what
Uh-huh.
is your advice to them if they are, in business or in industry, and they are looking to make more energy efficiency, or even to try out renewable energy?
Okay, thank you for the great
So
question. Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to leave all the audience with my message and call for the action. Like the for renewable energy is not only necessary but also is an opportunity, right? So renewable energy can help us to combat climate change, improve our health, create our job, enhance our security. Renewable energy can also unleash our creativity, innovation, collaboration. That's why the renewable energy is our future, and we can be a part of it. Yeah.
Thank you
And
so much.
yeah, right. So if we are interested in renewable energy and energy consulting as well, I would like to encourage you to learn about this exciting and rewarding field. We can start by exploring some like resources and learn. We can learn from like a startup arena, or you can follow some of the latest new and trend in renewable energy from the media, or the other like international renewable institute. And of course, also you can take action by supporting, participating, and in renewable energy project or initiative or community or in country. You can join volunteer or for the organization and that promotes renewable energy field, such as it's like some WWF or it's like the other. Also, you can invest or donate to renewable energy project with company. For instance, like some is like a Sunrun Vestat or the other, and also you can pursue the career or education with a renewable energy. And I do believe that energy consulting is play a very important role in the future, and you can find very opportunity in the program, opportunity program in the field from short such as something like a green job network, climate corp, or like Coursera. And finally, renewable energy is powerful and positive forces and that can transforming our world for a better world, right? So I hope that it's like a summit like action, a call for our audience, and
Thank you so
that
much, Chuang. Yes. The least you can do is to educate yourself, and like you said, follow all these renewable energy and new energy sources, and of
Yeah.
course support businesses who are
Correct.
employing renewable energy. Thank you so much. Okay, so last question, because in the beginning I forgot to ask you about the Kung Fu Mui. But anyway, so my listeners know I asked about the Kung Fu Mui. Maybe I don't want to use that question anymore. I want to try a different question. All
All
right.
right.
So because you are my first guest from Vietnam and you are in Hanoi, so can
Yeah.
you tell me something interesting about Hanoi?
Yeah, Hanoi culture is very interesting, and it's like Hanoi people is friendly, and Hanoi also peace city as well. And especially in the autumn, I would like to encourage all of you like come to Hanoi in autumn time. It's like very beautiful time. It's the most beautiful time uh, in a year. And you can test some like food. Hanoi food is very popular, and it's like many foreigner enjoy it, and you can enjoy something like ancient streets, and also some like a museum. Yeah, it's nice as well.
All right. Thank you, Chuang. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom here on the podcast. And
Thank you.
yeah, do follow Chuang on LinkedIn. As I said, he shares a lot of content there as well.
Huh?
Thank you again, Chuang.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.